Welcome to the All Financial Hour podcast with Steve All.
Welcome to the show. We appreciate you joining us here today. Sit back, relax, and enjoy. This is the All Financial Hour with Steve All. My name is Jessica. Steve, my buddy, my friend, you are like Forrest Gump. You're running all over the place. What is going on, man? How are you doing?
I don't know about that. My beard's not quite as long as Forrest. I did put on a little winter fur for the outdoor runs during the winter months.
Winter fur?
Yeah, so it's not, I don't look like I'm in ZZ Top or anything like that like Forrest Gump did. But no, the St. Jude. I could not make it down to Memphis this year because of the fact we had a large client event. Mm-hmm. We did the movie Wicked. Wicked, the Broadway play, is one of my favorite Broadway plays.
It's incredible, yeah.
It's incredible. The outfits when you start to get to the people in the land of Oz and the stage and all of that is just phenomenal in the Broadway play. So I wasn't sure because I know the two-part thing, and it's 2 hours and 40 minutes long. And I thought they did a fantastic job of having the same songs, having the thing, and it was absolutely fantastic. The response from the people was great. We kicked off our All-Star Club where we have somebody in the office. If they refer somebody, we do give them special. They had reserved seats at the occasions and little gifts and things like that. So we do something special just to say thank you for inviting somebody to come visit with us in the office, because my statement is usually almost always the same. I like doing business with friends and family. And I think that I just love everybody that's become a part of our family over the last, coming up in April to be 15 years. So it's been a joy to do that. But Wicked was fantastic. Everybody had a fantastic time.
As much as I want to continue current event talk, I do have to kind of switch gears on us here. This is what the folks are listening to us for, Steve. I got to switch gears here, and it wouldn't be a financial show or, quite frankly, any entertainment show these days if you don't talk about our pal, Donald Trump. No matter what you think about him, of course, weeks after the election, it seemed like the stock market was going up 200 to 300 points a day. They called it the Trump bump. And then the president-elect made his first announcement about his plans for tariffs on foreign products. He says 25% on Mexico and Canada, another 10% on China. Then the market reacted with a 300-point drop. Eventually, the market shook off the tariffs this time, but it kind of gave you a little preview of some volatility that we could see in 2025. Is this a concern that we need to be, really bothered about, especially if we're retiring soon and we have 401k money in the market?
Well, the problem with 401k monies is usually there is no place to hide. Market volatility is what everybody is afraid of, And the idea that I have been talking to a lot of our people about, what are we doing to protect the gains? Because I don't care which financial advisor you go to. What do they always say? Buy low, sell high. Mm-hmm. Well, most people's portfolios are high right now. What are you doing to protect those gains? I think that's very important to look at. I think having tactically managed accounts where you can actually move the money away so you're not taking as much risk to protect those gains. And I also like the fixed indexed annuity, not with an income rider because I'm not looking for income, but just for protection of the gains. Because if I can pull it out when it's high, mm-hmm. And then if it can't lose money, but it resets if the market falls, gives me the availability to capture gains but avoid the losses. So that's what I look at it for most people when they start to look at this. Market volatility. Do you have to make a lot of money in the market? One guy's very, very, very aggressive. I said, you have the passion and you can be aggressive. Yeah. You have the attitude to be aggressive. Yes. And I said, do you need to be aggressive? And he sat there for a little bit. And he goes, no, I really don't. I probably won't spend everything I got anyway. So the idea is, why are we taking that risk? Mm-hmm. Look at this and say, we've had a good past 2 years in the market. The question I have for you is, what are you doing to protect the gains? Call now. Ask for that risk-reward analysis so that we can do the analysis on where you're currently at, see how much risk you're taking, and see, could we assist you in getting as best return that you can possibly get with the least amount of risk possible. That's my goal when the people come in. I want the best return I can get with the least amount of risk possible.
You know, Steve, we have talked plenty of times on this show about annuities and how they offer guaranteed income for life that can cover basic expenses in retirement. But who should you buy an annuity from? That's the big question. Here's annuity advocate Cheryl Moore with winkintel.com.
If you're talking with somebody about annuities and they can't answer your questions about how it works, what it's good for, why you might want it, if they don't listen to what you're saying, those things are red flags for me.
I mean, that's the biggest red flag in the room for me. If I'm sitting down talking to you about my finances and my financial future, you're not listening to me, the conversation is not going to last very long. And Steve, that's not how you conduct business. I know you're very personable.
No, I look at it, and I know that we've mentioned the word annuities, and some of you out there have just grown horns. You've heard horror stories. Uncle Joe bought an annuity and died a year later, and they kept all of his money. You hear these stories all the time. So I will usually sit down with somebody when they come into the office. And when I say the word annuity, I just kind of pause and I ask a question. What did you hear when I said the word annuity? And I'll get responses like high fees. I just gave all my money to an insurance company, and if I die, they get to keep it. Big commissions to the agents. And they'll go through this litany of things that they might have that are negative on the annuity market. And a lot of those things that are looking at it would be like saying, well, I don't like the fact that I didn't have disc brakes on the car. Cars 50 years ago didn't have them. So the annuity world has changed quite a bit. And I look at it and say there's different types of annuities. When somebody says I don't like annuities, I say, which kind? And I get that deer in the headlight look. So we look at the single premium immediate annuity. That is an annuity where you have handed an insurance company a check, and they're going to pay you an income for the rest of your life. If you do it for you and your spouse, that's a joint payment, rest of both of your lives. And if you pass, the money will go to the insurance, but they changed it. They put it like a 10-year minimum on it. So that payment comes out. So if you're like the Uncle Joe story, he died a year later, the heirs would get that payment for the next 9 years. So they've done things to get that. Single premium immediate annuity. You've just bought an income stream. You've traded it for a personally funded pension. It's about the easiest way to put it. Fixed annuity. A fixed annuity is something where they actually say, we're going to give you X percentage. 2, 3, 4, 5. It depends on where interest rates at. They're all over the place. For how many years? 3, 5, 7. Boy, doesn't that sound a lot like a CD we're giving you? But a CD is insured by the FDIC. That you get from a bank. Mm-hmm. An annuity is purchased from an insurance company. So you have a set interest for a set period of time. Fixed annuity. Variable annuity. Variable annuities, your money is in the market. It's going to go up and it's going to go down. Because it's in the market, there's usually a management fee for the assets within it. There's also what they call an M&E charge that covers a lot of the things if the value goes down. There's some administrative charges. So in a lot of cases, the variable annuities can have very high fees, especially if you add an income rider to it. So that's the one I kind of look at it and say, right tool, I've sold them in the past, but I don't do it a lot now. Fixed indexed annuity. A lot of the guys in the industry, that's the greatest thing since bubblegum, and that's all you should have. I disagree with that statement. Why? You do have limited liquidity. Mm-hmm. If you're in a 10-year contract, if you walk away from it, you're going to have a surrender charge. You've also got what they call a 10% free withdrawal. You can take 10% of the value out of the contract, usually on an annual basis, and you don't pay any penalties. But if you take more than that, depending on how long you've had it, you're going to have a surrender charge. Mm-hmm. So it gives me the availability that says it cannot go down due to market volatility. So that means my floor is 0. The market drops, I get none of it. Well, for a floor of 0, guess what you have? You got a ceiling. ceilings are done different ways. Sometimes they'll cap it. It can only make 7, 8, 9%, whatever the cap is for the product that you're looking at. Participation rates. We'll give you on the S&P 500, we'll give you 50%, 40%, 100%, different participation rates in all these different products. Spreads. The first 2% goes to the, quote, insurance company. Anything above that you get. So there's all kinds of ways that they can give you a limited amount of return coming back. And as I always put it, I don't hate annuities.
Sure.
I hate annuity salespeople. I hate people that sell people things they don't really need. If your Social Security and your pension are high enough to cover your monthly living expenses, what do you need a guaranteed income for?
Very true.
You don't need it. But if you're one of the people like me that don't have a company pension, it might be very advantageous for me to look at it and say, if I have a gap between my expenses and my current income, Social Security, if I could fill that gap with a guaranteed payment guaranteed by an insurance company, would that not make sense? I look at it, if we can guarantee your lifestyle, then the extras can be done with everything else. So as I started out, a long way to come around the horn. I believe the right tool for the right job. If you need income guaranteed, I don't think there's anything better than an annuity that can do it. If you're just looking for asset protection and it can't go down due to market volatility, the annuity can also do that. I don't think they do a good job of doing both. There's only so many pennies in a dollar that they got for expenses. I either want it for income or I want it for growth. Usually those don't add in together. So if you're looking to possibly replace your paycheck with guaranteed income or protecting the gains that you've had in 2024.
You know, the holiday season, it's all about giving, and Social Security, believe it or not, can be seen as a lifetime gift that just keeps on giving. Just like kids eagerly await, the unwrapping of the presents under the tree, retirees, they look forward to claiming that monthly benefits Social Security offers. And however, when you get down to it, deciding when to unwrap your Social Security gift can make a big difference financially. Steve, how can you help clients strategize about the best time to file and then maximize their gift over their lifetime?
I like to use the word optimize, because maximize is just a mathematical number that says if you both wait till 70, you'll get the most insurance you can get if you live till you're 96. But that's usually not the thing that we're looking at. Single people, different rules. We can look at break-even analysis. If you're going to live past age 80, it's best to delay as long as you possibly can. So it's a lot easier when you were looking at somebody with single. But when we got somebody that's married, now we got spousal benefits. And I think that's the most important thing that gets overlooked when people start looking at their Social Security, because they don't understand the fact that the amount of the higher Social Security is what will remain when one of the people passes away. If it's the higher earner, they maintain their benefit. The lower earner, they usually get their benefit plus enough of the spouse's benefit to equal pretty close to that same amount. But to do a Social Security analysis, if you're over 59 and a half, you're not taking Social Security, because if you're already taking it, there's nothing I can do to change. So if you're over 59 and a half, not taking Social Security, give us a call. Ask for Social Security optimization. But as I said, I can't do it in a vacuum. I can't look down here and say, I think you need to delay until you're 70 if you don't have the assets to get you there. I got to have the availability to look at the whole picture to give you when I believe would be the optimum time for you to take Social Security.
Thanks for listening to the All Financial Hour podcast.
Insurance products are offered through the insurance business All Insurance Group, LLC, AIG. All Financial Group, LLC is an investment advisory practice that offers products and services through Impact Partnership Wealth, LLC, IPW, a registered investment advisor. IPW does not offer insurance products. The insurance products offered by All Insurance Group, LLC, AIG are not subject to investment advisory requirements. IPW and All Insurance Group, LLC, AIG are not affiliated companies. Investing involves risk, including the potential loss of principal. Any references to protection, safety, or lifetime lifetime income generally refer to fixed insurance products, never securities or investments. Insurance guarantees are backed by the financial strength and claims-paying abilities of the issuing carrier. This radio show is intended for informational purposes only. It is not intended to be used as the sole basis for financial decisions, nor should it be construed as advice designed to meet the particular needs of an individual's situation. All Financial Group LLC is not permitted to offer, and no statement made during this show shall constitute tax or legal advice. Our firm is not affiliated with or endorsed by the U.S. government or any governmental agency. The information and opinions contained herein provided by third parties have been obtained from sources believed to be reliable, but accuracy and completeness cannot be guaranteed by All Financial Group LLC.
This radio show is intended for information purposes only.